Hi everyone and welcome to the latest tool, the TrenchTool. So what it's all about is you can just draw some trench designs here, and like if you want to equip your table with a modular trench system, and the tool automatically tells you what parts you need. So for example, for this one, we have lots of straight pieces, and you see there are currently 8 straight pieces available. We need 8 curves, and we need 1 end piece. That's basically that one up here. And that's basically the idea. Just draw any trench system you want, and you see the full bill of materials right here. You can of course change the size. So let's, for example, do a smaller skirmish table. We can just clear it and draw again like this. Let's do it. Something like this. Maybe we can just add the connectors here at the end. So as you can see, you can draw on the outside. That does not change the trenches here on the inside. It's just important if I remove it here, I will add an end piece. And if I add it again, it will just go straight until the end of the battlefield. We can also randomize it and just click on random and we'll generate a random trench terrain. We can decrease the density. We can also increase it a lot. And we can say it should just be a single trench line. So let's look at that. See, now we have 2 different systems. If we switch this on, it's just one single system. So depending on what you want, if you want to have like 2 opposing lines, then we can do it like this. If you just want one single connected piece, we can do it like this. You can then save this config and load it again. So whatever you set in here, the size and everything, if you click on load, you will get the exact same layout you just did. So if you like create the perfect layout for your table, and you can download this image here as a reference. All the sizes here jump in 6-inch jumps because a single element is 6-inch large. So yeah, that makes sense. And then additionally to all these parts we have here, you can also click on restrict selection. And there you can just set up. So let's say we have 4 straight pieces, we have 2 curves, and we have 2 end pieces. Then we click on random, and that's what we can do with the pieces we have. Let me just refresh this page because I previously added the links here. You can now buy these parts on my Etsy shop. And you see here we have the trench terrain here. It's only available for Germany, but you can select different sets here, each containing 4 pieces. And you can easily, if you, let's say, purchased one starter set and the junction set, it will just set everything here. And we can clear it again if you have the starter set, the crossroads set, and possibly the defenses. Yeah, and then we can just click on random and you get a terrain suggestion. We can also do, again, a single line. Or you see, if you only have one starter set, this means we only have 2 of the end pieces, 4 of the end pieces because of crossroads. So we have 2 end pieces here, 2 end pieces here. But with this X crossing, this means we can only have 1 separated trench line. If we now add another starter set, you see we'll have multiple ones, and there again we can force 1 single trench line. And for our selection here, so let's say you have many things printed here, you can just save the parts list and load it again, so you don't have to set up everything here. The names are sometimes not as intuitive, but you always have the tooltip here, so you can see what are these parts. So for example, BF is just the flat area and no walls. So that's an inner piece for the emplacements, like we have this here. Yeah, let's just create this once again. And that's it basically. So again, you can draw your trench lines, you can randomize them, save, load them, and especially set up here what parts you already have, and then generate a layout for the parts you have, which is, in my opinion, the most important function, because if we fully randomize here, without restrict selection, of course, you see it's quite random what parts you need, and especially for sizes like this, it can be very hard to have all the available pieces, so it makes sense to restrict the selection here. What I also did in this tool is just cluster every straight piece. So if you don't have bunkers, but you have normal straight ones, then just replace them here. But adding like 8 different categories for the straight pieces, and then again 3 for the ends, and also here, would just make the tool too complicated, and it doesn't make sense to use it that way. All right, that's it. Of course, the tool is free. My set on quilts, you know, the set is free. I released a second set today. That's the reinforced sandbag position, comparable to the bunkers here, but just with sandbags. If you like this, if you like the tool, like the parts, consider becoming a patron. I would be really glad for any support I can get. It's quite a lot of work to get all these things running and then even provide them for free. Or if you are from Germany, don't have a 3D printer, head over to Etsy and buy the parts you need to create your awesome trench terrain. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.